In Paris, Ruby is feeling sick during a runway show. She's so thirsty that she steals a water bottle from the audience. After drinking it, she breaks the woman's neck to kill her. As people panic and run, Ruby steals another bottle and throws the owner at the people in the back. Ruby leaves the building and finds a bunch of photographers outside. When they try to take her picture, she quickly beats them all up. Then she steals a bike and starts driving through the city without respect for her surroundings, causing a few cars to crash. Suddenly a vehicle hits her and throws her off the bike. Ruby lies on the street with a broken leg for a few seconds before she stands up and walks into a restaurant. She starts drinking water from various bottles, and when the waiter tries to check on her, he beats him up. She also hurts a few clients before rushing to the bathroom, where she desperately throws toilet water on her face. However, this makes her yell in pain and smoke comes off her skin. Ruby washes in the sink and breaks the mirror in frustration. When she comes out, a man shoots her in the chest. This only causes her to beat him up too. At that moment the police surround the building, so Ruby goes outside and stares at them as she cries blood. Suddenly her body explodes, covering the cops with her blood. Sometime later Cooper and Jordan are getting naughty in a hotel. They're FBI agents but also friends with benefits. In the morning they join a meeting to work on the catwalk carnage case. Several models have exploded after having meltdowns over thirst in several cities around the world. The duo then meets with the medical examiner, who tells them that Ruby burned from the inside out and there's no scientific way to explain it. Her body remains so hot that it has melted the doctor's tools. The only clue is an unknown virus found in Ruby's system. Later at the office, Cooper looks at the dental records for the blown-up models and discovers that they looked completely different in the past. They all had some kind of plastic surgery and became models 2 years ago. After the surgery, they disappeared from social media and cut off their family and friends. In New Jersey, Jeremy is getting naughty with his hand while watching a cam girl. However, since he doesn't offer enough money, the girl turns off the camera. He still finishes while crying. During dinner, he argues with his mother just because she corrects his manners and wants him to find a job. Afterward he smokes in the basement and uses a pump that supposedly can make his member grow, but it only leaves him with blisters. He complains in a chat room for incels and another member gives him a phone number, promising it'll solve his problems. The next day Jeremy goes to Indianapolis to see a plastic surgeon. The doctor calls Jeremy an incel and promises to transform him into a Chad, manipulating him with a speech about what a nice guy like him deserves. Sometime later, Jeremy is at a bar with his new face. Now plenty of girls flirt with him and get him drinks. He's even confident enough to dance with them. At the end of the night, Jeremy goes to the bathroom to throw up. When he comes out, the bartender reveals the girls left without paying the tab because they said Jeremy would take care of it. In the morning, a furious Jeremy bursts into the clinic and shoots a bunch of employees until he finds the doctor. He points the gun at him, saying all his promises were lies. The doctor asks for another chance, promising there's one more tool they can use. Afterward the doctor takes Jeremy to a hotel room, where he meets the mysterious Claire. She tells Jeremy to relax and gets naughty with him. Moments later, Jeremy wakes up alone. He has a high fever and can barely walk. He asks for room service and ends up drinking dozens of bottles of water. Suddenly his body starts shaking and contorting in the most painful ways. Jeremy loses teeth, spits up blood, and tears off his face. After a long and torturous transformation, Jeremy emerges from a skin cocoon in a new beautiful body. At the office, Cooper and Jordan get the test results for the new virus. It's transmitted through naughty times and extremely dangerous because it's a combination of HIV and rabies, most likely lab-made. The duo is sent to another crime scene where the virus was also found. In Venice, Cooper and Jordan are forced to wear hazmat suits even though the virus isn't supposed to be airborne. On a bed, they find a woman with her torso open. There's a symbol on the wall painted with blood that they identify as an Egyptian hieroglyphic that means beauty. In Rome, assassin Antonio talks to Byron on the phone. Byron is angry because a man who used to work for his company stole a secret formula and infected people with it, so he wants him killed. Antonio follows the former employee through the city and shoots him with a dart, which immediately makes the man convulse to death. At a bar, Cooper and Jordan watch a video of the latest victim, who keeps repeating "It's not worth it, don't do it." The video ends when someone enters the room and forces her to drop her tablet. This was posted on social media the day before the maid found the body. At that moment, the agents get a call telling them to go to New York in the morning because the assistant editor of a very important fashion magazine combusted. Then Cooper and Jordan discuss their relationship and they agree they have to keep it casual. Noticing another man flirting with Jordan, Cooper leaves. While Cooper is walking through an alleyway, he's suddenly attacked by two strangers. He fights back and manages to run away, but the men quickly catch up and cover his head with a plastic bag. They also tie his hands, but Cooper fights again and removes the bag. As he fights both guys, Cooper puts his hands around a man's neck and breaks the zip tie. Then he runs away again and hides in a construction site. Unfortunately, he's attacked here too and he has to fight again. A thug slashes his cheek with a knife before Cooper uses the objects around the construction site to knock them both out. Afterward, Cooper runs up a staircase, only to find a dead end. A guy comes after him again, so he grabs a rope and throws it around the man's neck before throwing him over the balcony. The thug dies and Cooper falls in the process. In the meantime, Jordan goes to a hotel with the guy from the bar. After they get naughty, Jordan falls asleep and the man uses the chance to leave. Hours later, Jordan wakes up with a fever and immediately starts drinking water. Suddenly her body starts trembling and twisting in unnatural ways. She tries to go to the bathroom for water only to collapse. In the morning, Jordan emerges from the skin cocoon and screams when she sees her new body. In New York, Harper tells Manny and another coworker that she feels sick. Suddenly her body starts twisting and she drinks lots of water, only to throw it up. Harper asks for more water but Manny is scared and takes his bottle away, so she hits him with a tray. She pushes tables and throws people around, demanding more water. When she grabs Manny's friend, she throws her out the window. As the crowd records everything, Harper ends up exploding. A drop of her blood gets into Manny's eye. In Venice, Cooper has been handcuffed to be interrogated by the police. He tells them he acted in self-defense, but they're skeptical. An argument ensues until the chief arrives and tells them to let Cooper go. Afterward he tries to contact Jordan multiple times to no avail. The police chief tells him they found her things in the hotel but there's no sign of her on the security cameras. She also informs him that the men who attacked him tested positive for the mysterious virus, which means Cooper has been exposed. 2 cops in hazmat suits take Cooper away so he can be quarantined for now. Later in a lab, the scientists confirm Cooper is clean. He calls his boss Meyer to tell him because he wants to look for Jordan, but Meyer forces him to return. Meanwhile Antonio has hanged the man who infected Jordan from the ceiling. He has a suitcase full of weapons and takes an axe to threaten his victim, but he's interrupted by a phone call. Byron is on a boat and talks to Antonio while a woman does the naughty to him. He explains that more cases are popping up so Antonio has to clean up faster. After the call ends, Antonio kills the hanging guy with the axe. Later at a private airport, he wires some money to his ex-wife to buy her silence so their son will keep believing that his father is dead. In the meantime Byron is visited by his ex-wife Franny, who informs him that their oldest son relapsed and is at rehab in Cleveland. Byron doesn't want to visit him, and Franny admits that she prays for Byron's death every night. In Indianapolis, Antonio uses a special tool to break into the clinic where Jeremy had his surgery. He hacks the cameras to turn them off before searching every room. Eventually he finds the doctor sawing apart a body. Antonio confronts him about his role in spreading the virus, so the doctor tells him about meeting Claire online and turning down her services. When Antonio shows him pictures of all the people who blew up, the doctor admits he had a moment of desperation and hired Claire to pass the virus to just one man. He claims he doesn't know where Jeremy is, so Antonio shoots him in the arm and forces him to find him. The doctor then calls Jeremy, who is in the middle of getting dirty with a woman. He tells him he needs a second dose to make the changes permanent, so Jeremy gives him his location. Antonio then shoots the doctor in the head. Moments later Antonio breaks into Jeremy's room and threatens him in the shower. Jeremy immediately hits him and the men start fighting. They move from the bathroom to the bedroom and start destroying the furniture. Antonio manages to overpower him and makes Jeremy call the woman he just got naughty with. She's at home sick with a fever, so Jeremy offers to bring her some medicine. After the woman texts him her address, Antonio forces Jeremy to take him there. At the woman's house nobody answers the door, so the guys break in. In the bathroom, they find lots of blood and a broken mirror. In the kitchen, they find the girl's empty cocoon. Suddenly she jumps on Jeremy and throws him on the table. Antonio grabs her from behind and they struggle all over the kitchen. After Antonio pushes her against a cabinet, Jeremy knocks her down with a pan. Then he hits her several times, still going after she's dead. Antonio has to yell to snap him out of it. Now Antonio is supposed to kill Jeremy, who refuses to beg and says he has nothing in life. He never got to feel anything until he killed that woman. Instead of murdering him, Antonio decides to take him to a restaurant. He reveals he had an early dosage of the virus that keeps him young and he's actually 65 years old. The virus wasn't designed to be transmitted through naughty times, that was a bug that came later. Antonio says Jeremy reminds him of his son and takes him as his protege. In New York, Cooper is shown a cell with all the people who tested positive after Harper's explosion. Then he questions Harper's boyfriend, who has a breakdown as he talks about her. He was in the cafeteria during the explosion but his results aren't back yet. When the man says he and Harper didn't use protection, Cooper concludes he must be infected too and texts his boss. 2 agents in hazmat suits immediately arrive to drag the guy to the cell, so he panics and tries to run away. The agents quickly shoot him with a sedative and take him away. Afterward Cooper also puts on a hazmat suit and visits Manny, who has been strapped to a bed and is burning with fever. Cooper asks him if Harper had any other lovers, but before Manny can answer his body starts twisting and his eyes bleed. After puking all over Cooper's suit Manny's skin begins to fall off, allowing him to take his hands out of the straps. While Cooper runs out of the room, Manny starts fighting the doctors. He hits one with the 4th pole and grabs the other from behind to squeeze him to death before throwing him through the glass door. Cooper rushes to close the main gate, but Manny runs and jumps through right before it closes. Manny keeps running down the corridors and hits any person who gets in his way. His body's mutating so Cooper only has to follow the pieces of flesh on the floor. Manny charges into an operating room in the middle of surgery and pushes everyone out of the way as he's overwhelmed with pain. He steals the body on the operating table to use as a shield as he keeps running. In another room, 2 doctors cut off a guy's face to give him a new one. Manny bursts through this room too and the other door locks behind him when he leaves. Cooper soon follows him and threatens a doctor until he opens the door for him. In the next room, Cooper is shocked to find strange bodies floating in tubes. The doctor explains that they're full human skins donated by beautiful people before their deaths. While looking around, Cooper finds Manny's skin cocoon on the floor. Suddenly a transformed Manny attacks Cooper and the men start fighting. After some struggle, Manny steals Cooper's gun and opens fire, destroying a few containers before running away. A doctor gives Cooper a needle with a sedative to stop him. In the following corridor, Manny is surrounded by a SWAT team. Once again he tries to attack Cooper, who quickly injects him to knock him out. However, when Cooper walks away, Manny wakes up. Cooper takes a stun gun from another agent and electrocutes Manny until he's actually unconscious. In Rome, Antonio gets some fancy clothes for Jeremy. Then he watches him get naughty with a woman so he can teach him how to do it without passing the virus. After the woman leaves, Antonio gets a message about his next case in the USA. Meanwhile, Byron goes to see Dr. Ray to get some booster shots to maintain his body's stability. He also announces that World Beauty Day will be the official public launch of his new product, ignoring Ray when he says that the new formula isn't ready. On his way out, he sees Antonio getting his booster shots too. In the evening, Cooper goes running and sees a mysterious woman nearby. When she turns around, her face is deformed. At that moment, Cooper wakes up from this nightmare and hears someone knocking. He opens the door and sees a face he doesn't recognize. The woman explains she's Jordan, so a suspicious Cooper pushes her against the wall and threatens to shoot her. Jordan tells him things only she could know and finds his scars, commenting on the stories behind them. Cooper finally believes her and hugs her. In a naughty club, Nate finds partners to get dirty with. Soon Antonio and Jeremy also arrive and kill the DJ. The next morning, Nate comes out of his bathroom after a shower and is startled by Jeremy and Antonio, who tie him to a chair. Antonio slaps him and asks him where he got the virus, so Nate explains it was a woman he hired on the dark web. Then Antonio slaps him again and makes Jeremy hit him too. Nate has passed the virus to many people in the club and the duo has already killed a few, but they still have 2 more to find. Antonio gets ready to torture Nate, but at that moment he gets a call from Byron, who tells him that the authorities have Manny and asks him to take care of Cooper. After hanging up, Antonio shoots Nate. Meanwhile, Cooper and Jordan go out for dinner. Jordan admits that at first she enjoyed being beautiful because everyone noticed her more. However, this became a curse because she was an object for men who thought they could just grab her. She even had to beat a few creeps up. Cooper tells her that she'll explode in a year and a half, but he doesn't want her to speak to the authorities because they'll lock her up like a lab rat. Instead, she'll live with him until they find a cure. On their way home, Jordan tries to kiss Cooper, but he stops her because she's contagious. When they arrive at the apartment, they're shocked to find Nate on the bed with his chest cut open. The beauty hieroglyphic has been painted on the wall. 3 years ago, Byron was a middle-aged man having business calls in the car while a woman did the dirty to him. When he went home, Franny could smell the other women's perfumes on his clothes. One night, Byron announced he had a business trip and Franny scolded him, since they were supposed to have family therapy after their son tried to self-delete. Byron had no desire to visit his son and reminded Franny that they hated each other. They just didn't divorce because they both had too much money. They argued for a while and Franny got so frustrated that she grabbed a candle to set a painting on fire. She explained that she was able to actually be happy after she learned that beauty was the answer to nothing. The next day, Byron and Ray met with some of the richest people in the world at a secluded private mansion. Ray told them about the beauty, a specialized gene he used to develop a compound that could rebuild DNA from scratch. He even showed them pictures of an old man with cancer who became a young healthy guy. No operation was needed, just one injection. Nobody outside the room knew about this, so these billionaires would become the first immortal people in the world. Most of the group was skeptical, but Byron was excited to try. Ray took them to a special room where they wore uniforms and found dozens of water bottles. Byron wore a strange bear jacket and Ray tried to take away his bag, but Byron forced him to leave it. After injecting everyone, Ray left the room. Soon everyone started to feel sick and drink lots of water. Their bodies twisted as they screamed in pain. Moments later, Ray came back and found everybody in a skin cocoon. They quickly broke out and were amazed by their new young bodies. While everyone was staring at themselves in the mirror, Byron pulled out a gun from his bag and killed them all except for Ray. After Byron cleaned up, he set the house on fire and his men killed the whole staff. Byron killed the mercenaries too before leaving with Ray. Later on a plane, Ray was tied to a chair and forced to watch Byron get naughty with the stewardess. Ray tried to warn Byron that he hadn't done the necessary trials and side effects were unknown, so transmission through fluid exchange was possible. It takes a while to convince Byron, who makes his guard kill the stewardess as soon as they landed. After spending the day enjoying his new body, Byron went home to surprise Franny, who didn't recognize him and tried to kick him out. Byron mentioned the details of their honeymoon and showed her his third nipple to prove his identity. He offered to get naughty with her to pass her the virus, but Franny turned him down, saying he was pretty but still rotten inside. Later at the lab, Ray told Byron that Beauty had become a mutating self-replicating virus. Suddenly a sample exploded inside a machine and Ray explained that Beauty's lifespan was around 855 days. A furious Byron threw Ray at the wall and told his guard to kill him, but Ray said he could create stabilizers and boosters to save him. Those could also be sold to increase their profits while he looked for a cure. Byron agreed to let him live but also made Ray kneel for him, saying he became a god. Afterward, Ray hired a whole team of scientists to work on the research, although they weren't given the details behind the mysterious virus. Mike was very lonely and awkward, but Clara encouraged him to talk to his crush Jen. During lunch break, Mike asked Jen out but she turned him down because she had a fiancé. In the afternoon, work was interrupted by an alarm announcing a lockdown. After an hour, the alarm was still going and nobody had left their offices. Mike asked a guard for details and learned that something happened in Jen's lab. At that moment the alarm finally ended. After work, Mike found Jen crying outside. She told him that the chimpanzee she was working with had an amazing transformation but also became extremely violent. He even bit Jen before another scientist shot him to death. Before she left, Jen told Mike that she had a fever. The next day Mike told Clara everything and she immediately became interested in acquiring the serum because it could help her transition. However, they didn't have access to the cryo storage. Knowing that the lock used an eye scanner, Mike decided to hack into the system and upload a picture of his eye to get clearance. The following morning, Mike managed to enter the cryo storage and stole 2 injections. Later at home, he used one of the injections on himself and went through the very painful transformation that allowed him to become a beautiful man. When Clara got home from work, she was horrified to find a stranger in her living room. Mike told her about their private conversation to prove his identity and offered her the other injection, which she took in the tub with his support. Moments later, Clara was delighted to discover she had a gorgeous female body. Then it's revealed that the guy that Antonio killed at the beginning had been Mike. In the present, Cooper takes Jordan to a safe house. She's so emotional that she confesses her love for him, but he doesn't respond. Meanwhile, Meyer is with his daughter Joey in a special room in the house. She suffers from progeria, which makes her look like a deformed baby. Suddenly she has a cardiac arrest and Meyer's wife comes into the room in panic. Luckily the doctors manage to resuscitate her. Afterward, Meyer tells his wife they should let Joey go since she's only suffering. An argument ensues and they say horrible things to each other before the wife throws her drink at Meyer's face. The next day Byron visits the couple and tells them he can cure Joey. He shows them a picture of a man with type 2 spinal muscular atrophy who became young and healthy with his help and says he can do the same for Joey for free. The wife is excited, but a wary Meyer immediately handcuffs Byron to the chair and connects him to the mysterious deaths his men have been investigating. Byron snaps and admits he wants a deal. He'll cure Joey in exchange for Meyer calling off the investigation and giving him Cooper. Meyer is still skeptical, so Byron adds a 10 million yearly payout, new identities after a beauty dose, and a fresh start on some sunny islands. Meanwhile, Jeremy tells Antonio about his strained relationship with his deadbeat dad and admits that incel culture made him feel lonely. Antonio assures him he isn't alone anymore and shares his own past. He joined the military at 18 and worked his way up, but his application for the Secret Service was denied due to his psychological evaluation. He had to accept sketchy jobs instead. When he became a father, he thought he could balance his criminal and his family life, but one day his son saw him clean off blood. He decided to get a proper job and became a bodyguard for a billionaire. One day a protester tried to throw acid at his boss, so Antonio cut in to protect him. The attack burned over 80% of his body, yet the billionaire gave him a pitiful check and let him go. While Antonio was still in the hospital, Byron showed up and offered to cure him in exchange for Antonio killing anyone who got in his way. A desperate Antonio took the offer and cut off his family to protect them. When he got the beauty serum, his whole body was healed except for his eye. The conversation is interrupted when Antonio gets a message with a new mission. Later, Cooper and Jordan go to the National Institutes of Health because Meyer got them an hour to check on Manny and the research. While Jordan rushes to a computer to copy all the data, Jordan goes to Manny's room and takes pictures of his tests plus a blood sample. At that moment, Antonio enters the room pretending to be a doctor and gives Manny an injection. It turns out Meyer took Byron's deal and sold them out. At the same time, Jeremy approaches Jordan, who immediately attacks him and takes his gun. She tries to run away with the flash drive, but Jeremy grabs her by the hair and knocks her down. Then he takes her to a van outside. In Manny's room, Antonio reveals his identity and both men pull out their guns. Manny starts having a seizure and dies because of the injection. To avoid making noise, the men decide to fight hand to hand. They use any object they can grab as weapons and Antonio even throws Manny's body. Cooper manages to overpower Antonio and almost kills him, but he pulls away when Antonio threatens to kill Jordan. Afterward, Antonio takes him to the van too and Cooper is so relieved to see Jordan alive that he says he loves her too. Meanwhile, Meyer and his family get the injections. After the painful transformation, the couple is young and beautiful. They soon reunite with Joey and are amazed to find her healthy. Sometime later, Byron practices his speech for Beauty Day launch on a big stage, presenting himself as proof that the serum works. On a big screen, an ad shows tons of people becoming young and beautiful thanks to the serum. At the end, a voiceover lists all the possible side effects so fast that people probably won't understand. In the lab cell, all the victims from Harper's explosion have transformed so blood is in everywhere. Suddenly a hatch opens and a tube fills their cups with a pacifying liquid. Then the ceiling opens and a team of agents comes down to quickly shoot everyone to death. In the van, Jordan and Cooper communicate by blinking in Morse code, but Antonio and Jeremy immediately make them stop and mock them for their relationship. Jordan and Cooper tell Jeremy that he'll eventually explode, so a furious Antonio hits them to shut them up. When they reach their destination, a group of men puts hoods over the couple's heads. Jeremy and Antonio are shocked to get hooded too. Moments later, Cooper's group finds themselves in the bloodstained cell. Antonio realizes Byron betrayed him and Jeremy finally understands that the explosion story is true, so he tackles Antonio to punish him for not telling him. Cooper has to pull them apart before it escalates. At that moment, some agents enter the cell and drag Cooper away. In an empty room, Cooper freaks out because some guy keeps telling him to do as he's told. When this guy mentions his sick daughter, Cooper realizes he's Meyer and insults him for selling them out. The guards have to drag him back to the cell. In the mansion, Byron arrives for dinner and finds Franny with their sons Gunther and Tig. Today is Gunther's birthday, yet Byron only has insults for them. The brothers announce they want to start their own company and uncover a poster promoting a streaming service for brothers. A furious Byron insults their dumb idea and kicks them out. The next day, Byron starts cutting financial ties with the other projects he sponsored. Roboticist Diana protests and threatens to take the project to his competitors, so Byron reminds her of their non-compete contract. He offers to give her a chance on 10% of the budget and see if she can outdo Ray's project. Later Byron finds Franny crying because their kids had another overdose. She wants to visit them in the hospital, however Byron informs her that they're already there. When the brothers enter the room, Franny discovers that they took the serum. Gunther is now black because the serum activated Byron's 5% Nigerian blood. He likes his sons now and the boys are very excited, but Franny is disgusted. In the cell, Cooper tells Jordan about Meyer and theorizes that something is about to go down. Suddenly the ceiling opens and some agents come down. They tell the group to get on the zip lines, and Cooper convinces everyone to play along. The agents then extract them from the cell. Moments later they meet Diana, who reveals that these agents are her advanced robots called Deacons. She wants to stop Byron because she thinks that human bodies are useless and getting machine bodies is the real answer to eternal life. Diana explains that Jeremy and Jordan are infected with an incomplete version of the virus, which was leaked from the lab and doesn't have a cure. Since it's very unstable, it won't survive long in the wild before burning itself out. What Byron will be selling is a pure pharma-derived version that has been improved and has boosters. Diana promises to get everyone those boosters to help them survive if they agree to kill Byron. The whole group says yes, but unfortunately Byron will be surrounded by an advanced security system that will recognize their faces and detect Deacons. Cooper gets an idea. He'll inject himself with the serum so his face will change and the system won't recognize him. Diana predicted this and quickly brings out a needle, however Cooper wants to do it differently. Afterward Cooper and Jordan have a romantic dinner together before heading to a hotel. Jordan goes to the bathroom to calm down because she feels sick at the idea of infecting the man she loves. She tries to run away but Cooper stops her and they end up kissing. This soon escalates into naughty times. In the middle of the night, Cooper is burning with fever and his body starts to twist. Jordan gives him water and tries to comfort him through the process. However Cooper collapses and appears to be doing worse than other victims, so Jordan calls for help. When Jeremy and Antonio arrive hours later, they're shocked to hear that the transformation isn't over yet. They grab Cooper and hold him down on the bed, but he keeps pushing them and kicking them as his body continues to twist. Antonio confirms this transformation is worse than usual, so they lock him in the bathroom. Cooper watches his nails and teeth fall and ends up breaking the mirror before collapsing again. Suddenly his ribs snap, breaking his chest open. In the morning, the group checks on Cooper and finds him breaking the cocoon. However, instead of seeing a beautiful man, they're shocked to find a teenage boy. After washing up, Cooper assures Jordan that he's still the same person and even talks like an adult. Jordan thinks this may be his chance to start a new life, but Cooper wants to do the mission anyway. Afterward Jordan goes to the bar to have a drink with the others and they all agree to finish the mission. On the big screens, the ad for the beauty serum starts playing, and suddenly every person in the room gets a message on their phones. The release was supposed to be tomorrow, but it seems Byron decided to do it earlier. This means the group is too late. A week later at a high school, Ruthie shows her friend Bella that she got a nose job. However, she isn't happy with the result and panics because she thinks nobody will ever like her. Every student keeps getting ads for beauty on their phones and soon they see the real results when a girl arrives in a new body. She yells at her rival and starts beating her up, so two teachers have to drag her away. In the middle of a class, a boy starts feeling sick and his body begins to twist. The teacher and his classmates surround him, but they have to step back when he pukes. When Bella goes home, she finds her parents watching the news. It turns out the president got the injection too and he wants to give Byron a medal. His whole cabinet was given the serum too and authorized emergency use. This means the Food and Medicine Administration has approved the serum even though there haven't been enough clinical trials. After watching many transformation videos online, Bella tells her parents that she wants the shot too. They immediately say no and an argument ensues. In the end, Bella reminds them that she'll turn 18 in a week so she won't need their permission. The following Monday, Bella is shocked to see Ruthie in a beautiful body that she got over the weekend. Ruthie shares her experience in the clinic, where she was taken care of by many handsome men and treated like a princess. They even gave her a special drink. After they injected her with the serum, they took her to a padded room where she fell asleep because the drink had a sedative. When Ruthie woke up, she was in a tub in her brand new body. Now Ruthie hands Bella a card that an employee named Connor gave her. Apparently he has a way to help people who can't afford the surgery. Meanwhile, Tig and Gunther surprise Franny during breakfast with a little show. While she's distracted, they give her the shot against her will. Hours later, the brothers tell Byron that they have a surprise for him and send him to another room. Byron is shocked to find a young Franny and her beauty makes him so happy that he hugs her. Now he wants to be a family again, but Franny hates it and says she feels trapped. She leaves the room and breaks a vase, then she uses a shard to self-delete in front of her family. At a cafe, Bella meets with Connor, who shares his story. He used to be a huge awkward guy and none of the usual methods worked for him. The serum changed his life, although he had to use 3 credit cards to pay for it, so now he has a big debt. He offers to pass the serum to Bella by getting naughty with her and she'll have to pay a much smaller price than the clinic's. Bella has enough because she stole some jewelry and watches from her parents. Connor reveals he took a booster shot earlier even though it wasn't his time yet and now he feels like a god. Afterward they go to a hotel and they get dirty. In the evening, Bella goes home and hides in her bedroom. Soon she has a fever and her body starts twisting. The next morning her mother finds the bedroom covered in blood and goo. When she opens the closet, she's horrified to discover that Bella has become a deformed monster. At the office, Byron is informed that there have been several reports of age anomalies, physical deformities, and other health issues. People are coming together to sue the company in a huge lawsuit and federal agencies are launching investigations. The Secretary of Defense has turned into a 9-year-old and a senator's daughter has severe deformities, so the president isn't a beauty ally anymore. The Food and Medicine Administration has removed its approval and a ban on beauty starts tomorrow. Byron has no choice but to order his team to stop the sales and shut down the clinics. The boosters must be given out for free and the legal team must start signing checks to settle instead. Suddenly Tig and Diana join the meeting. Tig thinks they can't lose the business now and wants his father to claim bankruptcy to avoid paying any compensation. However, Byron says he isn't giving up, he's just refocusing. After the scandal is over, he can donate some money to charity and support some art projects, and everyone will forget what happened. Tig keeps arguing that the family can't lose the company, but Byron genuinely wants to help people. He's keeping Franny on life support and seeing her like that has given him a new perspective on life. He wants all the company resources to focus on cures so he can fix what he's broken and bring Franny back in any shape she wants. Diana says her nanobots can fight the effects of the beauty, so Byron gives her money to develop a solution faster. When Byron tries to leave, Tig follows him with more complaints. Byron furiously pushes him against the window and blames him for what happened to Franny, so he never wants to see him again. Tig points out he's the heir, but Byron says dead men can't inherit anything. Later Diana and Tig meet with Cooper and his gang. Tig tells them it was Byron who injected Franny, so he wants his father dead because he's too dangerous. Diana tells them that she's found Ray's body and claims that Byron also did it. Thanks to Ray's files, Diana has developed a cure. The gang agrees to kill Byron in exchange for free boosters and a cure for Cooper. Afterward, Cooper is taken to a padded room and Diana injects him with the cure so he can be the first one to test it. He immediately collapses and the others hold him down as his body twists. A few hours later, the group checks on Cooper and watches him emerge from the cocoon in shock. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.